Yo, welcome back to another video. We're back reacting to some more horror animated stories. And I'm watching this video again because why not? And I don't know how I did it before, but I'm going to be reacting to 4 animations. Um and like I said before, I will skip any animations that I have seen before. So anyways, let's get into True Horror Motel Story animated right now.
It's been about 10 years.
Just to know if you're wondering why there was a tiny cut there, if you even noticed one, I accidentally clicked out of the video. My bad. Okay, let's watch this.
I was in my early 20s and I went on a trip to the countryside with my girlfriend for vacation at that time. I don't remember exactly how many days we went around, but what I experienced at the motel on the first day is still memorable. My girlfriend and I arrived at the bus terminal without any plans. The sun was going down already and we were tired, so we decided to stay at a motel near the terminal as soon as we got off the bus. I
Okay.
think the problem was that we entered anywhere.
I want to take a guess of what's gonna happen. I'm going to guess that like some person just like breaks in their home and they don't even know about it. Like when they're out, they're not in their house. Guy breaks in, then they see that the door is open, so they look around, but they don't find him because he's hiding very well. So that's my guess. And then like the guy comes out and then like attacks him, the boyfriend, because in most of these stories, I know it says true, but these are probably not true. So basically, and most of the time it's the guy. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta do something." Punches the guy in the face. Victory is theirs. That's my guess of what's gonna happen.
Nearby without considering the location.
What is that walk? What is that walk? Oh, also, I'm not editing this video. My new editor slash friend is editing this one for me. He also was the one that edited my Resident Evil 4 Remake Mercenaries video. So yeah, did a pretty good job on that one. If you want to say anything, editor, like just put some text on the screen and be like, "Yo, what's up?" or "Fuck you." Go ahead, say it. Also, because he's editing, there might be some wacky stuff going on. Just be prepared. Probably during my talking segments, like, I don't know, bright lights, disco ball. I don't know, stuff. Be prepared for anything. There might be like some TF2 music in the background sometimes. I don't know. Might put that when I'm reacting to. It's just TF2 music in the background going quietly, just not too quiet, but quietly enough to where you'll hear it, just not too loud to where you can't hear this anymore. Anyways, back to the video.
After having a good time with my girlfriend, I fell asleep deeply, and suddenly my eyes opened for no reason. For your information, I tend to fall asleep very deeply when I fall asleep, so I don't wake up unless someone shakes me. But my girlfriend, who was sleeping next to me, tossed and turned, and
That was some pretty upbeat music.
I ended up waking up slightly because of her movement. I opened my eyes slightly and watched my girlfriend turn around.
Seriously, what is that? It's like moonwalking, but forward. What? It just looks like they're walking on the floor and then they just slide. Walk though, it's because they like walk 2 steps, then they move, walk 2 steps, and then move again. They're really slow steps as
the
well.
bed and go to the bathroom.
And that.
And at
What?
that moment,
What is that turn?
I saw a black shadow following her.
Oh.
It wasn't a shadow of my girlfriend, but it was a black shadow with hands and feet moving separately. No.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess, but this isn't real. This is just like some kind of nightmare, or maybe sleep paralysis.
Eyes, no nose, no mouth. But it was just like a human being. I didn't believe in ghosts and strange phenomenon without scientific evidence, but I definitely thought something was wrong.
So why aren't you jumping out of bed and attacking the person? It's following your girlfriend.
When I woke up, I jumped out of bed and ran to the bathroom where my girlfriend went in. I tried to open it, but the door wasn't.
Oh, I guess I was wrong. Well, I mean, if it was sleep paralysis, I guess he couldn't move. But it doesn't seem like it was. Because right now the door is locked. So,
Open. And then I heard a middle-aged man laughing inside.
no God.
I remember clearly because I wasn't drunk and I was already awake, certainly. Turning the locked door handle, I shouted my girlfriend's name. Babe, open the door.
What? Is your girlfriend's name Babe? I shouted my girlfriend's name. Babe, open the door. What? I mean, I get if you wanted to protect her name, but just put some random ass name. I mean, if this is real and like emailed the creators, like he could have just put in a fake name, not Babe. When you said you shouted her name, just make up a name like Tiffany.
But no sound was heard from the inside and the door was not open. I still can't
boy.
remember whether the next scene is a dream or a reality. When I pushed the door with my shoulder, the door finally opened. But she was not there,
What?
and the bathroom was empty. I thought for a long time about what happened and came back to bed in order to get back my senses. I almost fainted when I saw it. My girlfriend was standing on the bed,
Oh no.
smiling fiercely at me. I've been dating her for almost 2 years.
God.
But
She's possessed. Yeah, I don't think this is true, man. Have you ever heard of real possession? No, you want to see those fake YouTube videos of possession. Like, no. I mean, yes, people go crazy. And then some people are like, well, they just popped one day. Yeah, because they probably did just go crazy. They're not possessed. Okay, like, they're not possessed. If possession is real, why didn't the cross work when you put it on them? Because, like, I've read some of these things where they're like, it's possessed, but the cross isn't working. It's demon magic. No. They're just crazy.
I've never seen that creepy smile before.
God.
I don't remember exactly whether she opened her eyes or not. I just grabbed her by the shoulder and shook her, but she slipped back to sleep.
What?
I couldn't fall asleep that day.
How did you fall
And I
asleep when
waited
she
until
was being
dawn
fallen
with
into the
my
bathroom?
open eyes. I woke my girlfriend up as soon as the morning came and escaped from the motel hurriedly. When I went out of the motel and asked her if she remembered what happened yesterday, but she didn't seem to know anything. I didn't say anything to her either because I thought she'd be scared if I told her about it in detail. This is all my story. But now, 10 years later, I suddenly remembered this incident and searched the motel. And turns out there have been several murders and suicides over the decades.
Jesus.
The media didn't put the name of the place directly, but I'm sure that the place is right after reading several reviews of the accommodation. Of course, I still don't believe in psychic phenomena. But after that day, I stopped going to the motel again.
Okay, so I was absolutely off with my theory, but what? Wait, what? What did all of that made you think that was... Wait, going to sound real if he wrote this, or the person that wrote this story to be animated. What makes you think that that sounds real, or the person that animated that wide smile? Like if the guy wrote that it was wide smile than him, why did you think that was gonna sound real? We can't physically stretch that long. The person would have to have cut there to smile that large. Physically, we could not. She would have to have cut it. Even if we tried to and just forced that smile, it would have to be cut. So, and the guy didn't save it. There were bloody scissors or a bloody knife there. So, not very realistic with that. So, doesn't seem like that would is real. Yeah, I watch these just because they're sometimes they can be funny. When I was younger, I was scared of these. Obviously, I was a fucking kid. I watched this uh horror animator for like the past 6 years. So like I really do like his animations sometimes, but they don't really give that feeling to me anymore. Because as a child, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely real. As a 16-year-old, I'm like, no. But it is funny to laugh at them. I'm not trying to be cruel. I was trying to mix in cruel and rude. I'm not trying to be rude to the animators, but like, or the story designers, but like, it doesn't sound real, and I obviously know that wasn't real just because of the animation style, or like how things are put and the writing. No, not really the animation style, just more of the writing. The animation style really has nothing to do with it, but like a realistic wide smile, it is creepy. A realistic wide smile, like doing a wide smile, can be creepy with a real one. If you're just like, if you just stare with a realistic wide smile, that's fucking creepy. That's more realistic. That would have worked better if it was, a real wide smile. Now, anyways, I'm done ranting. Let's watch the next animation called I Saw the Weirdest Shopkeeper in My Life. Okay, so this is a
My name
realistic
is
one.
Hazel, and I live in Canada.
Hello, Hazel.
I am 26 years old now, but this happened to me 13 years ago. Whenever my mom goes to markets to buy some
We're gonna hear her say sorry, or house, or about. You're gonna no, we're not, because the voice actor or actress isn't Canadian. Sorry, but what if they're trying to act more Canadian? They might, you know. Yeah. Okay.
groceries, she would always get me toys from around there, since I really loved dolls a lot that time. One day, she went to a toy store with me as usual. When Mom entered the store, she realized that the store was in bad condition. The wallpaper on the wall was green and really dirty, and the lights were dull and flickering. But I didn't care, as I was so excited that I didn't even notice the condition of the store. There was a
Oh
shopkeeper,
God.
and Mom told me to stay right next to her and choose a doll quickly.
What? All right. Sorry about that. Back to the video.
I was confused, but soon agreed, and after I finally picked a doll, we went to the counter to purchase it. When she was taking the money out of her bag, then I noticed the shopkeeper was glancing at me with a weird look.
Oh.
His face looked like he didn't wash it,
Is
and
that
his
blood?
outfit was a black shirt with stains on it. Being scared, I grabbed my mom's
Is that blood or barbecue sauce?
sweater tight. I don't remember much, but when I was about to leave the store, I was behind my mom. And as I was about to step out of the store, I felt like something touched me on my back roughly.
Oh.
As soon as I looked back, I saw that shopkeeper was looking at me. Screaming, I ran towards my mom and hid behind her. She also knew something was wrong, so she ran out of that place to avoid him. However, he even got out of the store and
No.
started following us to the market. Mom
Leave.
ended up deciding to call the cops as I got too scared of him. When the cops finally arrived, we explained them everything. They went to that market searching for the toy store and eventually caught him near the store. After investigating him, they informed us that they found out he has killed more than 17 innocent children who came to the store without their parents.
Jesus.
When we heard from them, we were so scared that we were about to fall down.
Fell
What would
down.
happen?
We were so scared that we were about to fall down. I Good English, guys. Beautiful.
And if I didn't run to my mom at that time, I would have been the next kid to die.
True hotel horror story.
My name is Adam, and I was about 17 years old when this incident happened. So, back in 2015, two of my friends and I went to Disneyland in California. We were
Nice.
there until 11 p.m., and all of us were too tired to drive home in my friend Jay's minivan. So we ended up staying at a hotel. However, our budget was kind of tight to stay at a nice hotel. So we settled at a small two-story brown hotel.
Really, you stayed at a hotel? You sure? Because the animator put motel.
As soon as we walked in, it was very dark inside, and I could see the front desk light was on. The short guy at the front desk seemed to be in his 30s and had a very friendly smile. He said to us that we were the only customers he had seen all day, and then we paid him $30 for the room. We could choose
Nice.
any room we wanted since there were no other people staying there, so we picked room 7 on the second floor.
Lucky number.
When we walked into the room, Jay jumped on the bed and fell asleep right away. There was one bed and a couch left, so we argued over who was going to have a bed. Rudy was especially scared about the Yelp app review that lots of people heard large rats in the vents. So I ended up lying on a large, stiff red couch right above this large vent. The vent was large enough, and it was close enough to the ground to crawl in there.
Yeah, that basically tells me some guy's just gonna crawl in there and try and kill them. Probably.
I was joking with Rudy that the rats are going to come through the vent and eat him alive. And this made him on edge, but he finally fell asleep. Around 1 a.m., when I finally went to sleep, I suddenly awoke to a bump sound in the vent. I looked around the room to see if all the suitcases were open, but both Jay and Rudy were asleep. So I was pretty spooked out at that time. No rat could do this, I thought to myself. Just then, something caught my eyes, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The man's face was staring at me through the vent. I quickly grabbed my phone and turned the flashlight on to see the man's whole face. He had a few teeth missing and strands of hair had fallen out from the side of his head. He then slowly opened the vent and said like this, "Please, don't scream. She won't like it." I yelled, and Jay and Rudy both awoke in fear. And just then, the man got out and tried to grab me as all of them ran out of the room. We all ran down to the front desk and called the police. A few minutes later, the police arrived. When they entered the room, no one was there, so they decided to check inside the vents. To my surprise, they found him in the corner of the vent with blankets and food, as if he'd been living in there for a long time. They ended up pulling him out and arrested him. For a week, I was still in shock from what had happened. But the other day, in the morning, one of the officers called me and told me about him. He escaped from the mental hospital 4 months ago and murdered his mother and grandmother.
Jesus.
It is said that the bodies had been badly dismembered. He also had a kitchen knife in his pocket when they arrested him. They sent him back to the county jail, and I heard nothing else from the officer after that. To this day, I still wonder what would have happened to me and my friends if I just ignored the sound from the vent that night.
I saw a serious killer in the forest. You know, if something in me just feels like that was supposed to say I saw a serial killer in the forest. You know, I don't know why, but something just tells me that it's supposed to be serial killer.
I was 14 years old at the time when this happened. Where I lived was right next to the forest, and of course, the children weren't supposed to go inside. However, me and my friends usually would sneak in to play hide and seek. That day was peaceful and calm.
You know, that's not a very good laugh for what he said it was 14. Why the hell is there 9-year-olds laughing? Maybe 5.
As usual, as if nothing could go wrong. I'm going to cut to the chase for those of you who are curious.
Okay.
It was March 13th, and I had just gotten back from school to play in the woods. However, me and a few of my friends in our neighborhood decided to find a different route.
Oh,
As a result, as we got further in,
we got
we
lost.
started to get lost. When we started to look around for the way to go back, we found an axe lodged in the tree with blood handprints on its handle. Furthermore,
Nice.
we then found a dead body lying in the creek as we passed by, which led us to panic. To our surprise, the body was of the guard in our neighborhood, who usually looked around for teenagers who sneaking out after curfew. It was horrible to see that his back was wide ripped. Being scared of the dead body, Charles, one of my friends, urged us to go on a different path and ended up going on his way with another friend, Luke. While we were going around in circles, we suddenly heard Luke's scream.
Oh boy.
Then I saw him running back towards us as 3 bullets pierced the air and shot him in the back and the head.
Oh.
Then a man came out from the shadows with Charles's body in his hand. I could see him munching on the insides of his brain.
Oh.
Terrified, the rest of us started to run as fast as we could,
That's not even possible though.
not even daring to look back. Just then,
Because I also noticed that like the that head was wide, like it was spread open. Yeah, no. When the bullet went into his head, the front should have been spread widely open, unless like he bent over. But it didn't really look like, because the back of the head was spread wide open when it should have been the front of the head, since the bullet pierced the front. Also, don't think it would spread open that much since it was a pistol. I'm guessing it's a pistol since he was running and shooting. So, yeah.
another friend, Jamie, who was running beside me, got caught in a net trap.
Oh.
I stopped and tried untying the net to free him. However, I had no choice but to run when I saw the man coming towards me.
No.
The other friends had already run further than I had, so I was on my own eventually. From nowhere, something hit my head and I could realize that it was Jamie's foot. I ran away from there like an arrow. Finally came back to the neighborhood and went into my house. After I told my parents about the whole story, my mom called the police and they came to arrest the man in the forest. Fortunately, he was found in the forest and arrested immediately. It turned out that he was a cannibal
Yeah.
and strongly obsessed with the Silence of the Lambs movies. And he was a beef supplier for lots of fast food restaurants. He was finally sentenced
Oh.
to death for murdering a large number of people in the last 10 years. From this horrible experience, I ended up becoming a vegan and never eat any kind of meat again.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, though. Like, again, the whole brain thing, not possible. Since he shot the back of the head, not the front. Also, raw. I don't think that's good for you. But god damn, serving human meat to people. Jeez. The people eating at those restaurants that he served to, if you know, that was announced and if this was real, it could be. This one's more realistic, except for the fact that the headshot part. Everything else, very realistic and could happen. But like, if in the news the restaurants were included, and you know the address for each one, I really doubt that would happen though, because they don't want to scare the people that's eating there. So yeah, not happening. But like, so basically they're fine. But if they did find out, they would probably become vegan too. Psychologically became vegan. Anyways, that was 4 horror animations. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and peace out.